What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is episode 130. So today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Chipotle 50 to 1 stock split. We're going to go ahead and just look at an overview of what's going on with the stock split and how this is going to make it easier for investors, both on the long term as well as for traders. And then we're also going to go ahead and put it into the charts and just look at a couple of key levels. And then the third and final thing we're going to do is look at a potential call for Chipotle. So let's get into the video. All right, so for those of you guys who don't know, recently Chipotle did a 50 to 1 stock split. So that means for every one share that you own, you got an additional 49 shares. So before the stock split, the stock was trading around like 3,200 per share, which is extremely expensive. Now the stock is somewhere around, after the split, it was somewhere around like 62 bucks. At the heights, it was all the way up to around, I would say like $69, somewhere around there. All right, if we scroll down here and we take a look, the 52-week high on this was 69.26. So that's our 52-week high. And as we see right now, the stock is around 62.99. So if we look at it over the last week, at its peak, it was around here, 66.96. And this came to this level on the 27th and then just did this slide. All right. So consolidation, another big dip, up, another dip here, right? And then it came back up again. So notice there's this bottom here, and then there's this other bottom, and then it came up and it starts to like bounce around this area here, somewhere around like 63. And then now today, the 1st of July, it dipped back down to, just below 63. So this is, definitely a stock that you want to take a look at. For me, I'm personally watching this stock to potentially play calls. So I have a couple of levels that I'm looking at, and we're going to get into that today. But let's talk about the stock split. So the stock split, obviously, it's going to benefit, retail investors who want to get in at, a cheaper price. So the stock split pretty much lowered the bar to entry for retail investors. And I would say probably employees who want to own the stock at 60 something dollars a share. It's relatively affordable. That's around the same price, I would say, of like Coca-Cola stock. All right. This company, however, has had crazy growth. If you have the luxury of having any kind of Chipotle in your neighborhood or close by, you know, this stock, this company has just a crazy following. People just love the food, healthy people, people who love fast food but want like a slightly healthier option. And they have tacos, they have burrito bowls. It's just a very popular chain. So if we look here over the last month, the stock is up, what is that, almost a percent. Over 3 months it is up 7%, and in year to date it is up 38%. We go to the past year, it's up 49%. Over 5 years it is up 326%, and then over max time it's 6,898%. So this stock just has huge potential. And I think the more the word gets out that the stock split is here, or when earnings pop up, I just think more people are just going to start pouring into this stock, like I said, because the bar to entry now is a lot lower. So a lot more people can jump in. When it was $3,200 a share, not too many people can afford that. Yes, and I know there's fractional shares, but there's just something about buying whole shares. So now that it's at this price, expect a bunch of people to start buying the stock. I would say give it a month or two for it to start pick up momentum. But I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see, I don't know, 9-10% gains every month on this stock for a while at least. So let's scroll down here and look to see when they are expected to report. All right, so they're actually reporting this month. So it says here they'll be reporting earnings on July 24th after hours, right? Estimated EPS, earnings per share, is 31 cents. And if we just look at the history here, as you can see, these guys have a track record of smashing earnings. All right. Won't get too deep into the fundamentals. You guys could do your own research. But this stock, believe me when I tell you, is a monster. It's something that you want to own for the long term. I personally own this stock for the long term. And now that the stock split is here, I personally plan on just buying a lot more over time. All right. So just DCA, dollar cost averaging in, getting in whenever there are dips. Now, the other benefit of a stock split is also options. So options are going to be a lot cheaper. Leaps now, haven't checked, but I'm sure probably you could find leaps for under $1,000. When it was 3,200 a share, there's no way you're finding any kind of leaps for even remotely close to that. All right, so let's go ahead now and hop into the chart and take a look at some of the key levels and areas that I've marked off on Chipotle in the daily chart. All right, so here we have the daily chart pulled up. So we could see here, I do have a couple of different areas marked off. So this was actually the lowest point recently, right? And this was around like 56 bucks. All right. Then we have this level here, which it touched twice. So we had a bottom here, pretty much had another one here. And as you guys can see, it's pretty much heading back down to this area. So usually when there's any kind of double bottom, you expect some kind of upward movement. All right. Now, as you see, it did go as high at this peak right here. It was 69.29 based on what I have documented here. And as you see, I have notated this line as resistance. All right. So 69.26 is what I have marked off here on my chart, somewhere around there. So I'd say around 69 is resistance. And then I have support somewhere around here, like around 62. So right now it's actually touched 62 and it's looks like it's about to start heading up. And if it starts to head up, I would look to get in probably if I get another candle around here for confirmation. So let's say like a break over like 63.50, right? And it starts to go up. I would get a call potentially playing it up just before it gets to the 69 because we don't know if it's going to respect it. Now, let's say you have, I don't know, 10 options. I would use, let's say I would play from here to about, say, here, right? Say around 60, 68, right? I would sell 8 and then I would leave 2 to see if it's potentially going to break this area. Now, if it breaks the area, great. We could leave those runners or we could scale up again on our position. But let's say it breaks out the area a little bit, then comes back down, respects it, and starts to go down, then we could just get out of our position. Now, we could also set up a stop loss on our option just to try and protect our level. There's no trailing stop losses on options, but you could set a level where, listen, once it gets to this price, automatically sell. And hopefully, if your open interest and your volume is good, then you shouldn't have a problem with that executing as well. All right. So again, I noticed this here because pretty much as you guys can see, I just noted that it says a double bottom is forming. So we're going to be watching this key area today when it opens to see exactly what it's doing. But if it starts to run, I might hop in on a call and let's go ahead and potentially take a look at those strikes right now. All right, so here we have options pulled up on CMG, Chipotle Mexican Grill. We have it set to calls. Now, the first one we have here is expiring July 5th, which is this week. Now, do remember that this week is a short week, so the 4th, the markets will be closed, which is going to be on Thursday. All right, so you have today, which is Monday, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the market's closed. And then on Friday, again, it will reopen. All right, so it's a 4-day week instead of a 5-day week. So bear that in mind if you decide to get something that's this close. The option I would look at right now is there is this 62.90. Let's see. The strike I would look at is, I would say, so I'd be looking at the 62 strike, which we have here. All right, and we click on this. The market's not open yet, so this data is from Friday. As you can see, we have a volume of 1,546, so that meets my 4-digit requirement. We do have open interest here of 828, which doesn't necessarily meet my requirement. But like I said, this data is not updated as yet because the market's not open. So we got to see how it will look when the market opens, but I'm pretty sure this is probably going to go to 4-digit. Delta looks great at 0.66, and then our theta looks really, really good at 0.09. All right, so this is an extremely good theta. So that means the payout's going to be high and the decay over time is going to be significantly lower. So I actually like that call. I would potentially probably try to see if I could go out. So let's look at July 12th. All right. Now, obviously, the dates are going to be dependent on, your working capital. The further out you go, the more expensive the calls are going to be. So you want to bear that in mind as well. And the reason they're going to be more expensive, well, you're taking less of a risk, all right, because your theta is going to be significantly lower. So this one here for the 12th has a volume of 370, open interest of 180, and it has a delta of 61 and a theta, see the theta is lower, it's 0.06. So those are just two calls that I would potentially look at. Obviously, like I said, you could go all the way out. You could go out to a month or two. It just really depends on you and what your working capital looks like. But like I said, I would pay attention to, I would watch this 62 support area here. If it breaks below this, expect it to probably slide some more. If it does, respect it, which it seems like it's doing now, and it's going back up to the 69 area, like I said, you could play calls potentially up to this point, and then at this point it's kind of like a wait and see because you never know. It respected this area, it respected the 69 resistance before. It might go back up and respect it again. More likely it's going to respect it again because this is one top, and if it gives us a double top here, meaning respecting it, it's going to go down. All right, but that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please consider subscribing. I make new videos like this every day, dropping gems that you could use along your trading journey. Please go ahead and like this video. Also share this video with a family member or friend. Thanks again for watching the video. I do appreciate it. Y'all stay safe and have a blessed day. Peace.